Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Beartooth Hill Bikepark. This is the new series on my channel where I will have a go at building something slightly different to what you normally see on this game. Normally you see classic theme parks, but I'm trying to build an area with lots of different bike trails, but there will still be a few roller coasters as we'll progress on this series. I just wanted to say thank you for all the support that this had. For the first episode of the series. It was a brilliant way to start it off. It's probably one of the most views I've had on my channel for quite a while now, so yeah, thank you everyone who liked and watched that video. But yeah, today we'll be working on the cable car, which will take bike riders up to the top of the hill. In the last video I talked a little bit about how this works. Basically the park would be free entry, and then you can buy a ticket to use the cable car and also to use the roller coasters as well, which will be coming later on in the series. But yeah, I thought it'd be cool to have like a overall lift and ride pass where you can get all of those features in one pass. But yeah, I have been doing a little bit of things off camera in this series. And that's because sometimes, you know, I don't finish everything on one thing in a video. But yeah, I will be doing quite a bit of work off camera for the whole series, and that's because I don't want this to drag out. There's only so much I can do in one video. So if I wanted to put everything that I do in, it would drag this series out a lot and it would probably eventually get boring. With my other series at the moment, Silverest Seca, that's gone on for a lot longer than we expected, me and Theme Park LB who are working together on it. That's not a problem, we're still really enjoying it and we can't wait to see the final result, but 16 episodes now, it's gone on for a while and I don't want this one to drag out for that long, so yeah, I will just be completing some things off camera if I don't complete them in the video, so we can move on to the next thing in the video after. But yeah, for a bit of realism now, you can just see me putting some fences on, because you can only get on up to a certain point or the doors will close, so you don't want people to be walking past there. But yeah, I did a skiing video previously in my channel, so yeah, you'll know that I go skiing, and obviously a cable car is quite a common thing to have at ski resorts, so I used some of my experiences from that to design this slightly. And this may be operational in the winter as well. You can see that there's a big clearing. Well, you can't see trees out the side of it, but I'm not planning to build trees in the centre of this little slope which goes up. There's also a track which goes zigzags up through it. And yeah, the cable car then goes through the middle. In the winter there would be some like snow on that, so maybe this could also be a ski resort in the winter, but I'm building it as if it is in the summer because I've seen other people try to build ski resorts in this game, so to be unique I'm doing a bike park. So just like I did in the last episode, I'm using the wooden planks to make a custom roof. I think if you do custom roofs you can get them to look better than the real roofs in the game, and sometimes the ones in the game don't really suit what I'm trying to build, so I've got no option but to build my own one, or it won't fit the best that it will, if you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think these fences look nice. They're actually completely made from Theme Maker Toolkit items, because in the actual game, the game pieces are usually a bit too large, so I had to use some of the smaller beams because the art shapes would be too big to use for that. And also the texture in the middle is like a net texture, which is also part of the Theme Maker's Toolkit. So now you can see me making a little cab for the ride operator desk to sit in, and that's because I'm just thinking, well, it's a mountainous place, so it will be quite cold sometimes, especially in the winter. So since the sides of the station are open, then they would want to have, you know, their own little warm shack that they can sit in. Yeah, so I'm just trying to be realistic as I can. It's actually quite hard to be realistic in this game, well, not specifically in this game, but in this world. What I'm trying to do is quite complicated because you see how much the slopes are, and building pathing on that I've already tried. It's so hard, so I've spent ages off camera trying to get pathing to work, and I think for a lot of it, like I said in the last episode, a lot of it won't work, so the guests won't be able to walk on the paths anyway. But actually, to be fair, I didn't even make a guest spawn point, and I think I've got a fair reason not to do that, because they won't be able to use a lot of the things that it's for. So like the bike trails is the main feature, and guests won't even be able to use them, so what's the point in having guests in the first place, you know? But yeah, here I duplicated the station that I built at the bottom of the hill up to the top. I wasn't really gonna put the effort in to build a completely different station, so I decided just to, you know, use this one and fit it on. So I had to make a couple of changes, so I just rearranged the walls so that it would fit, because the exit and entrances are different the exit and entrances are different from the top to the bottom. You can see for the top station they are together, the exit and the entrance, whereas to the bottom they're either side. But yeah, you can see me trying to do some of the pathing, and it's just really hard. I was hoping to have some kind of stairs here for this, but it was just too complicated in the end, so I had to have like a main decking area which would override the paths. So I basically sunk the paths into a decking place, because, you know, I don't think the paths look that great when they're just floating on their own. So a little bit later on you'll see me build this decking area which you can then go and walk across to get to the exit and entrance of the ride. So yeah, I think this is fairly decent. Maybe they could have a little cafe or something on this area. I don't know if I'll use this one specifically for a cafe, because obviously it is designed for a queue and an exit for the ride. I think I will build some little mountain restaurants at some point in this series, we'll see. But yeah, I was trying to expand the area, so I was just getting an idea of where I'm going to build, because of course I do want to have roller coasters in this park, I've said that before. So, you know, I just wanted to get those flat areas at the ready, so I know like where to build, so I'm just thinking ahead. And I think in the next episode we will start making the bike trails themselves. Yeah, you saw a big ridge all the way around the top of this whole area. It's like a giant basin. So yeah, you can sort of, from the bottom you can see everywhere in the bike park, because of the shape of it. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing in the next episode. You can see that track at the top which goes all the way around, and there'll be different bike trails coming from different points that will then go down the mountain and reach the pathing at the bottom. So now, just for realism again, I built a net. This is especially important for the top one, since the track up to the top goes underneath where the cable cars come out, and sometimes if the doors don't close in time, sometimes they can be a bit slow. They do always close, but sometimes they're a bit slow to close, so stuff could fall out. So just for safety, you want to have that netting there in case there's anyone walking underneath. And obviously for the one on the bottom, there's no path underneath, but like operators may be walking around the station to maintain it for whatever reason, so just wanted to have that net there just to add some realism. And again, I'm using this fence. We use this quite a lot. I think it looks quite cool, so I use this a lot in this episode. And yeah, I'm just finishing off this decking area, which looks quite good. Soon you'll see me lift up all of the wooden boards underneath the path, and then I build some more custom fencing through to separate the exit and the queue. And in the end I think it looks quite good, but it was quite frustrating doing this, because obviously, you know, all the terrain, like I've said before, it's very difficult to have the pathing, and I was getting quite frustrated when doing this. So hopefully when we move on to other things it'll be a bit more fun for me to play, because to be honest, some of the stuff that we did this episode I wasn't enjoying. It was just getting quite difficult, which you won't be able to see from the time lapse. But yeah, I think this whole decking area is quite good, because ski resorts in the winter, you could imagine that whole area being completely covered by snow, and then, you know, you take your skis off on it. So it's just like a platform which seems like it's part of the ground, but it's not. That's quite hard to explain. I hope you guys know what I mean. But yeah, you saw me there just adding a bit of boxes in. Yeah, just a bit of detail, maybe to maintain it. They might keep different bearings, whatever they need inside the boxes. You just saw me there putting some signs in, one to the top, one to the bottom. Obviously guests will be able to use this cable car both ways, because it doesn't use any more power to take guests back down, since the whole thing's already operating on the same cable. So if you're lifting people up, then the cars will be coming down without any extra power. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Some people might be too tired to cycle or walk all the way down themselves, so it's always got to be an option for them to take the cable car back down. And then yeah, just a utility sign saying exit only, because you don't want people to be taking the wrong paths. And yeah, then there's just some more of this fencing. Like I said, we've used that a lot in this episode. I don't think we'll be using it loads when we move to the more natural areas. I think I'll probably be using natural things to border off the paths. But here I noticed that this whole station was floating. And yeah, I think it's because I put the station itself in first before the building, so I didn't realise that it was slightly floating off the ground, so I just had to put a couple of rocks in to border off that gap between the floor and the building. But yeah, I think the architecture overall for this building looks alright. It's pretty generic, but it does the job. You know, it's got the wood and the stone, the combination that you could see in some kind of chalet, but obviously it's a lift, it's a station, so you know, it's not going to be like a full-on chalet, because it does need to be operational. It's not just to look nice. But I think I will build some alpine chalets at some point in this series. But yeah, now you're probably wondering what I'm doing right now. We are building avalanche barriers, and I've mentioned before that this could be used in winter seasons. So yeah, it would be realistic to have avalanche barriers in open areas like this on the slope. Trees naturally act as avalanche barriers, but clearly there aren't any trees here, so you know, just for the detail and the realism, I've put some of those in. But yeah, that's the end of the video now. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you have enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.